Hey everyone, today I'm going to take you guys through a version of the modern Shag Haircut. And these are super popular right now, so I'm just going to show you a really simple way to section and do it. Some techniques are really complicated with a bunch of sectioning and I'm like, whoa, what's next again? So this is pretty much a very simple way that you can accomplish it. Okay, so cool, let's get started.
The first thing you want to do is section the hair from the top of the head to the top of the ear. And then you want to section it horizontally across the parietal ridge. You'll do the same on the other side. Top of the head, side of the ear, and then horizontally from the parietal ridge. And clip off the top from the bottom of that section. The next thing you're going to want to do is section it in the back, and you're going to take a vertical section down the head, and then you're going to continue from that parietal ridge section all the way kind of across the head around in a horseshoe shape. So the full top of the crown above the parietal ridge should be sectioned out, but it will be clipped in two separate sections. So now you should have two front sections and then two top crown sections. And I'll make kind of a triangular section shape. Then we will take out that full parietal ridge below the line of the crown and above the occipital. That's a whole nother section, and that's going to be like the last section we really work with. So we just kind of want to clip it up. And we're going to start our cut at the base, taking those two bottom front sections and the full back section, and we just kind of want to point cut our perimeter. We're going to drop that parietal ridge section down a little bit so it's just kind of out of the way while we're working, and then we will do the front to blend it all in. Clip it back out of the way so it's sectioned off, and then we'll do the other side. I like to keep all my sections really sectioned off and clean so that I can tell what's going on in the haircut. It's a very simple haircut as long as you keep your sectioning well. Now this top section, I'm going to drop it down just so it's out of the way because we need to work from this side using the other section of the hair. What I did was I made a guide and I cut it. And that's going to be my guide throughout the first side of the top section. And I'm going to slice backward and then bring that over all the way, over direct it to the other side, and then I'm going to cut it in a diagonal. And that would mean that the shears should be cutting closer to the eye and away from the ear. And we're going to continue sections all on that one top section of the hair until things don't reach anymore. And we're going to continue to follow that guide in a diagonal cut. Then we're going to bring down another guide from the other side. And we're going to repeat the whole thing. Pulling that hair across, making that diagonal cut closer to the eye, away from the ear. Taking a next section from the opposite side of the head and over directing it toward me and doing that diagonal cut again toward the eye, away from the ear. We're going to keep doing that until the hair doesn't reach anymore. Now the next thing that we're going to want to do is take a back section and bring it diagonally forward to meet up with that front section. We're going to extend it over the eye, and then we're going to make a horizontal cut over the eye. Over directing this hair is going to create the shorter layers for the front and the shaggier layers for the back. And we're going to do the same thing with the other side. We're going to take that back diagonal corner and we're going to over direct it toward the front opposite corner, and we are going to make our cut over the eye in a horizontal cut. Now the next thing I like to do is section out the back and just bring a little bit of that guide down into there. And then we are just basically going to blend the back from the guide to that very beginning cut. See, there's our guide. And then we're going to just kind of cut down to our original cut. And there shouldn't be a whole lot to take off to blend that section in. Remember just to use the little portion of that top section that we did, and then just meet the bottom section where we do the original perimeter cut. Should just be a little tiny hair in between. We're combing it all down. The last part is going to be taking that front from the top to the ear, and then finding your initial top guide and your initial bottom guide and bringing the hair basically right across your client's face and cutting it from the top guide to the bottom guide. Anything that's in between that shortest hair on the top and that longest hair on the bottom, it goes. But you want to bring it and over direct it across the face as far as possible. And then you're going to point cut it. Do not blunt cut it, or you'll have really heavy lines. Make sure that you point cut that front part. So you're going to drag it back across the client's face. And we're going to go from that top guide to that bottom guide, or that bottom guide to that top guide. And then I like to fan out the frontal area and just point cut into it to give it a little bit more texture. And there it is. This is our cut. And this is it styled straight, and I also did a style curly for you. So I hope you enjoy it, and I hope it was really simple for you to do in the salon. Great.